Welcome. We are now in part 2. We are going to look at how we can use fields in CorelDraw. We have different types of fields as well as patterns that we are going to work with. For example, you can see we have 2 color, we have 4 color. We are also going to use bitmaps. For example, if we have an object like this one here, I want us to try to fill the 3 type of fields on it. So you can see here, this is the ordinary field or the color field. I don't know whether to call this the full color field. I want to apply different color. Let me apply that. So you can see we can apply a color like that. You can also apply a pattern field, a 2 pattern field like that. That pattern field, it could be a different color. You can maybe say it is that color in white or that color in some other color. Doesn't have to be white. What has happened? Didn't pick that color. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you can also use full color, for example, that way. The full color looks like it comes with a pattern also, so it is a full color pattern. The color doesn't have to be white. These are different full color patterns. You could change the size in terms of width and height. And this color, I don't think you can be able to change the color, but you can only use the different patterns that are there. Let's see. Oh yeah, so that is a different pattern. You can see, if you want to make it a little smaller, the same pattern, but now let us make it 30 by, let's say, even say maybe 25 by 25 in terms of size. You can see this, you can make it a little smaller. So that was about the 2 color, full color. The last one is using bitmaps. You can see we have quite a number of bitmaps that we can use to apply to an object. So all these are different fields. So bitmap, full color, we have seen them, and 2 color. You can apply that to text if you want also. So we have different types of patterns. We have seen them. If it is 2 color, we have several types of patterns that we can use. Whether it is full color, again you can use either of those patterns. There are so many of them. Even the bitmaps also, we have several of them. You can choose from the list. So full color, we have seen where we can be able to fill from that bitmap. We have seen several of them. You can delete a pattern. Now, how do you delete a pattern? You can just let's say we want to remove a pattern. Okay, now this act a little funny. The current pattern is this one. So if I wanted to change to a different pattern, I would have to delete the first one. So select the one that you want to use, and then can you see the delete button that is there? Wow, the program closed. Then you'll open it again. Just a little hinge, but we are going to continue anyway. So the pattern is this. I want us to fill with a different pattern. Let's say the pattern that is there is that one. Now I want to delete that pattern, so I will go back there and then use a different pattern like that one. So that the delete can come in. So delete the pattern that was there. Okay, let's see. So delete. And apply. Well, yeah. So instead of just even doing the deletion, we can just pick a different pattern and apply it. It is going to replace whatever that was there before. So you don't have to do the deletion. You can just go and choose whatever other pattern that you want to use. If you select the whatever pattern that was there before, it is going to be deleted or to be replaced. Yes, now we are done with the fields. All these fields we have seen how we can use them, and maybe what we have not seen probably is how to make our own pattern. Let's see whether it is possible there. Depending on the function, maybe that okay, no field. It has no field. Well, that is another way to remove the field that is there. So if there was any field and you want to delete the field, you can just say no field. And if it is a pattern, I cannot make my own pattern. I don't know whether I have an option for making my own pattern here. And just, well, fashion 3x3. I am using fashion x2, but fashion x3, in this list I'm able to make my own pattern, but looks like fashion x2 doesn't have that option, so we can just maybe bypass that. Maybe we can try that later. And all this, I think we are done with fields. We can look at loading full color fields. I don't know whether I can be able to load the colors. If I wanted to load, if there were more of that, I don't know. Let's see. We can load textures. Let me see. I'm trying to figure whether I can be able to see whether I can be able to import textures. So yeah, you can see so many of them. What I was listed here, the two colors. So let me see whether there is any option for me to load. So it is possible to load your own colors. Let me see for the case of patterns. What other patterns are there? So you can let me see. So that is it. So I wanted the colors, but 2 colors doesn't. I don't think you can be able to load. But if it is full color, that looks like patterns. So you can load more patterns. You can load more bitmaps. So that is quite okay. You try that. See whether you're going to manage to do that. And what photos? We have already used the bitmaps, so I think all these you are quite fine with that area. If you had downloaded your own bitmaps, you can be able to load them and use them. The loading, I think it is just the same way, even if it was external. You just choose externally from where you have downloaded to, and it is going to be taken. Pattern sizes, you can adjust the pattern sizes. I showed you how to do that. Can you see the width and height? That is where you are doing that from. If this pattern you want to resize it, you can resize it in terms of height and width. Skewing, it is also there. If you want to skew, you can skew and rotate if you want from there. You try, see whether it is going to create that. I think that is quite okay up to that point. Texture fields, we have seen the texture fields. So I think let me see whether the texture fields, did we look at them? Okay, it looks like we did not look at them, but these are different texture fields. So whichever that you choose and apply, it is going to be applied for you. So I think the case of the texture fields, we have seen where we can also get them. So everything about the fields, you are doing it from here. So whether it is the color fields, whether it's the fountain field is for the case where you want to fill with 2 colors. Maybe your 2 colors, you want them to be black and white, or some other color, that doesn't matter which. You want to customize where you want to use several colors, so you can have more than 2 colors, 3, 4 colors. All you do is you specify in the color area which other color do you want to use. Looks like it is not accepting to take a different color. Anyway, but you can create, even in this case you can see already there are 3 colors, but in the case of 2 colors it was only working with color this and this colors. Oh yeah, looks like there are 2 colors, but in between they are changing from one to the other color. But for the case of the custom colors, we should be able to change the color to, let me see whether for the case, we don't have that there. Okay, but try with the teacher, see whether you can manage to make more than 1 color, more than 2 color, that is. Instead of 2 colors you can change to 3 colors and more colors. You try there. So that was part 2, and the next part we are going to look at is more of the fields. I think it is just an extension of the same that we were doing about the fields, can do that with the fill with the text, with the shapes. You can rotate the fields to be either of the ones that you have there. Let's try. Is it which is that? The different fields. Let me see whether the fountain field. Let me look at it. The fountain field. It could be radio, canonical, square. You can see them different the way they are here. Depending on if you wanted to go around, and it happens maybe to be two colors also, changing from that to white. See whether it is going to look the way you wanted to look. So we have 4 fountain field with different colors. Bitmap, we have seen that, and texture. So there is nothing much about it. Solid fields, that is the one that we were looking at as the first one there. So the solid field is the one color field, which is this one here, the solid field. Then the fountain field, the pattern, and the texture, and like that. You can also do the solid field from the palette, the color palette. And it could be linear, it could be radio, and you could change it to any of this. You could do the same with the color. If it is linear, let's see. Let's change the fountain to let it be linear and let it run. So let's change it to 90, or it could be 90. I want white to be down, so make it negative 90. So that it runs down like that. The same with color. You could make it to have different fountain feel, even with a different color, just like a shape. It is going to be quite okay. The feel can be in the middle, change from the middle, or you could alter that to be elsewhere other than in the middle. So it is quite okay. This is just exercise on working the same. You create a radio fountain. You see whether you create a different canonical. See whether it is going to work well with us to the rasa. So try all the different types of fountain fields and see how different they are and how well can you manage to manipulate them. And that is going to be the end of our discussion. And I think you have been able to follow through the notes, and you have been able to understand. So the last part that I want us to look is the different types of outlines. So an object like this may have an outline like that. So the outline, if I go to the outline, you can change the outline to be different color. You can change the outline to be different sizes. You can change them to be different types. We have more than one different type or different styles. So all these are different styles. You could apply any of these styles for your outline. So that is the font size, the font color, the font effect. You could also see it from there. If I come here, the font effect, can you see it here? the calligraphy, you could change it to any type that you want it to be. Style, we have seen it. You could also make it to go behind the field or in front of the field, whichever way. Let's try that for this case. It could go behind, or it could, if you uncheck it, it will come in front of the field. So it is quite okay like that. So that is the end of our discussion, and I hope you have been able to follow through and you have understood the content. If not, don't worry, we have quite a number of exercises that we are going to do together, and it is discussing the summary of the notes, so you are going to understand working with the tools and everything else from the exercise. Let's see you through the exercises. So thank you and welcome back again.